What's going on, everybody? Kalupus Tech here, coming back at you with another video. In this video, I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks for the Samsung Galaxy S23 FE to help you make the most of the camera setup. Now, as always, if you end up wanting to learn more about this phone, definitely check out the description where I am linking to several other videos about it, as well as some information about pricing, availability, and some of my favorite smartphone accessories. But without further ado, let's get into it. So to start off, the first thing I'm going to show you is how to use the ultra-wide camera. So as you can see, we are in the main camera app right now, and using the ultra-wide camera is real simple. All you have to do is hit the 0.6 right here. And as you can see, now we can fit a lot more in the frame. So definitely a great feature to have, and as you can kind of see here, there's not really a great set to give you an example, so take a look at this photo. In case you're wondering what it actually looks like in real life, this is a picture taken with the ultra-wide camera, and as you can see, the quality is really good. So if you're coming from maybe a lower end phone, for example, that might not have the greatest ultra-wide camera compared to the main camera, sometimes in phones like those, the ultra-wide camera isn't quite as good and things end up getting a bit more grainy. Whereas with this one, it's not perfect, but being a much higher end device, in general, the ultra-wide camera is much better quality. So if you are taking lots of maybe scenery photos or something like that, then this camera will definitely come in handy. And then from here, to get back to normal, hit the 0.1 right here, or you can simply just pinch in, and there we go. And also keep in mind, this zooming thing works both ways, so if you want to go back to the ultra-wide camera, again, you can easily hit the 0.6 right here, but you can also zoom out a bit. So there we go. So pretty easy. And you don't have to do 0.6, you can do 0.7 or 0.8 or 0.9, you get the picture. So again, definitely a great feature to have. Now I'm going to show you a quick way to get to the camera itself. Now, of course, opening the camera app is easy enough, but if you're doing something else on the phone, like maybe you're on an app or browsing the web, there is a faster way to open it. Now, keep in mind, this feature is on by default, so you don't actually have to enable it or anything, but essentially, no matter what you're doing with this phone, whether you're just on the home screen or in an app or whatever, to open the camera, all you have to do is double press the power key, so like this. And as you can see, the camera opens right up. So let's try that one more time. So there we go. And one final time when the display is locked. And there we go. So definitely cool, and in case you're wondering, this is not a way to bypass the lock screen, because if I try to do anything else, it is going to make me unlock it. If you happen to take pictures with an app that's maybe not the regular camera app, you can also make a shortcut to this. To do this, go to Settings. Then from here, go to Advanced Features. So right here. Then from here, go to Side Button. So again, as you can see here, double press will be on, and by default, it will launch the camera. But again, if you have a different camera app or really any other kind of app, what you can do is hit Open App. And as you can see, you can select pretty much anything. Now we're going to take a quick look at the other camera modes on this phone. So of course we have the regular photo and video mode, as well as portrait mode. But with this phone, we actually have a lot of other features. So if you go to the More tab, again, we got a lot of different things. So we got Pro mode, Pro video, Night mode, Food mode, Panorama, Super Slow-mo, Regular Slow-mo, Hyperlapse, Portrait video, Director's view, and Single take. So yeah, a lot of different features. And if you find yourself maybe using one of these all the time, you can actually add it to the bar down here. To do this, hit the plus icon right here. Then from here, all you have to do is drag and drop, so press and hold, drag it down here. And there we go. So as you can see, I just added portrait video. And now let's remove regular portrait mode, so again, same kind of thing. Then from here, hit save. And now, as you can see, portrait mode has been removed, but we do have portrait video here. Now, speaking of camera modes, when it comes to actual hardware, so far in this video, we've touched on pretty much everything. We are getting a 50 megapixel main camera here, which covers most modes it has, and the 12 megapixel ultra-wide camera I went over earlier. But in addition to this, with the Samsung Galaxy S23 FE, we are also getting an 8 megapixel telephoto lens, and you may be wondering how you actually use this, but keep in mind, unlike something like an ultra-wide camera or a macro camera, there's no real telephoto mode here per se. But essentially, if you do want to take really close-up detailed images, or maybe get something that's really zoomed in, all you have to do is simply zoom in, and you can get some really nice photos. And that's one reason why, despite not having a macro camera, I feel like with this phone you don't really need one, because in general, a macro camera on one hand can be kind of convenient if you're really taking a lot of super close-up photos, but with most phones that have them that tend to be a bit more lower end, typically the quality is really not that impressive, whereas with this phone, despite maybe not being able to get as close up. You can still get those close up detailed images in my opinion, compared to a mid-range phone, even one that has a dedicated macro camera, the quality will most likely be quite a bit better. So yeah, if you are trying to use the telephoto lens, definitely keep in mind, again, there's really no button for it. All you have to do is zoom in and that's pretty much it. Now I'm going to show you how to use the camera's full power. Now like I said earlier, the S23 FE does have a 50 megapixel main camera, which is pretty impressive, especially considering unlike your typical mid-range phone that also might have similar megapixels, this phone also has much higher end hardware too, so in general, the photo quality here is going to be really good no matter what. But keep in mind, when you're just taking regular photos in photo mode, you're not actually going to be using the full 50 megapixels. Instead, it's like 12 or something. And the reason for this is because when you're using 50 megapixels, despite the quality being really high and things being in really good detail, those photos are going to take up quite a bit more space. So in general, most people don't really need that all the time. But keep in mind, if you ever do want to take a really sharp, high detail photo, all you have to do is go right up here to the aspect ratio. So as you can see where it says 3:4, tap on this, go to 3:4 at 50 megapixels. And with this, you can get really high quality photos. But again, keep in mind, this mode can use up quite a bit more space. Now, in my experience, for a really nice photo every now and then, it doesn't really make a huge difference. I mean, I feel like with this mode, I feel like each photo is like 20 megabytes maybe, as opposed to 3 or 4 with the regular mode. Now, I don't know off the top of my head, but my point is, using it a lot is really not the worst thing, but keep in mind if you're really taking a ton of photos, especially since, in case you didn't know, the S23 FE does not have micro SD card expansion. On this mode, things can fill up a bit faster, but in general, I feel like for the average user, using it every now and then is really not going to be too bad. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to take a burst shot. Now this is essentially a bunch of photos you can take all at once, so kind of a cool feature. And to do this, all you have to do is swipe down the shutter button, so like this. And it goes up to 30, or more than that. That's a lot more than I thought. Okay, the S21 FE didn't do near that much, but essentially I guess you can take up to 100 different photos, so real cool. As you can see all the different shots, which in this case is obviously basically nothing, but in general, if you are in a situation where maybe you want to do a lot of takes of something, this is definitely a nice feature to have, and it is on by default, so if you ever do want to use it, you don't have to do anything special to enable it. And in case I did that way too fast, let me go back. So if you ever want to see the contents of your burst shot, all you have to do is go to your photos, hit this little icon right here, and there we go. And now in addition to this, you can also make a GIF image as well, but to do this you do actually have to enable it. So let's go to settings. Then from here, under pictures, go to where it says swipe shutter button 2. So again, as you can see here, by default, take burst shot will be on. But if you tap here, as you can see, you can have it create a GIF instead. So let's go back to the camera, swipe down the shutter, and there we go. And as you can see, the GIF is right here. It's not really the greatest quality, but I mean, it does work, so can't really complain too much. Now I'm going to show you how to mute the shutter. So at this point, you may have noticed whenever I take a picture, it does make a bit of a sound. Now, honestly, compared to what I've heard, the shutter sound on this phone is not nearly as bad as some, but if you're taking a lot of pictures, or maybe you're in a situation where you just really don't want it to make sound, you might want to turn it off. So to do this, go to settings. Then from here, scroll down just a bit. And right here, as you can see, by default, shutter sound will be on, but if you toggle it off, now if we go back to the camera, there's no more sound. But keep in mind, when you do mute the sound, there's still going to be a little vibration, and now, for me personally, I actually like this, but if you want to turn that off too, if we go right back to that menu, next to the shutter sound, as you can see, there's vibration feedback, so you can turn it off too, but it's definitely up to you. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to use the motion photo feature. Now the burst shot feature I went over a little bit ago is kind of similar, I guess, but that feature is really more for taking multiple takes of a still object, or maybe you want to do some kind of stop motion type thing. But if you want to get a picture of something that's actually in motion, like maybe somebody running or a car moving or something like that, the motion photo is a much better option. Now activating this feature is really easy. So essentially what you're going to want to do is hit this icon right here. As you can see, it will say motion photo on, and now if I take a picture, go to the photos, So here's the picture, and if you want to actually see it, hit View Motion Photo. And there we go. Now I'm going to show you a few different things you can do with the volume keys. Now by default, if you press either volume key, it is basically going to be like a physical shutter button, so volume up, volume down. Pretty simple, but we got a couple different options here. So first things first, go to Settings. Then from here, go to Shooting Methods, so right down here. And as you can see right up top here, where it says press volume keys 2, tap on this. Again, by default, it will be set to take a picture or record a video, and then you can also do zoom in or out, or control the system volume. So for this, I'm going to do zoom. Now if I go back, volume up is going to zoom in, and volume down zooms out, and keep in mind it does go all the way to the ultra-wide camera, so if you do want quick access to this, it is definitely a nice thing to have. But this concludes my camera tips and tricks video for the Samsung Galaxy S23 FE. Now with this phone, the camera setup is honestly really impressive, and despite all the features I went over in this video, there are honestly quite a few more. So definitely stay tuned because I will probably be making a part 2 to this, and more of a demonstration too. But again, if you want to learn more about this phone, be sure to check out the description, where we'll be linking to several other videos about it, as well as some information about pricing, availability, and some of my favorite smartphone accessories. But that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it and found it useful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to follow Kalipis Tech on Twitter and Instagram. And as always, I will see you in the next video.